Hey Switchheads, Kanan here, welcome back and welcome to my review of Demons Rise Lords of Chaos. A tactical, turn-based type adventure game. But will it end up battling its way to the Wall of Fame, or just be left dying on the Wall of Shame? Or maybe somewhere in the middle. Feel free to join us in Discord to take part in any of the online activities we do as a community, whether that's gaming, reviews or general news. So get involved, link below. So let's pick up our swords, hone our sneaking skills and do a little bit of magic. Gameplay. Okay, so this game was a little bit daunting when I first started it, and it seemed a bit too, whoa, there's a lot to learn here. Luckily enough, it has a full tutorial that goes quite in depth really and teaches you all the things you need to know to actually carry on in the actual main game. There is a story to it, and it's not a bad story, it's just that it didn't capture me enough to make me fully pay attention to it. The gameplay, however, in a nutshell is turn-based grid gameplay that's tactical, and you kind of like have loads of things that you can actually do and cast. With normal attacks, special attacks, and also buffs that, well, buff your characters. So basically, to begin with, you'll be picking your character from an impressive character roster. These all come with their own special powers, abilities, and attributes. Not to mention their own looks and sounds, which is good as well. Also, each character's different in abilities and health and mana and all that. So putting it down in basics, what you'll be doing is going into battles, each with different settings, which are quite cool. You'll be able to scroll through each of your characters and use them individually, each of them with different amounts of movement and the amount of times they can attack a character. To the left of the screen you can see the individual that you've selected's health and all. To the right it's like information on the buffs that you've got active and your inventory and the like. And then at the bottom you've got these specials that you can activate to do either more damage or things like healing yourself or the party. The actual battles unfold by you actually manoeuvring your characters around the actual boards, hiding behind trees and all to get a bit of defense, and then attacking. And this can consist of you either going over to the characters or actually long range if the character that you have can do that. Within each character there are so many different things that you can do and cast and heal and all sorts. There's just too much to go on, and I'm sure it would spoil it for you and you'd rather find out for yourselves. I will say that it's quite an impressive amount of things that you can do. Even more so when you consider the price that it is. And so once you've done everything that you can do, it's then time to press B or hold B, and it's the enemy's turn then. The enemy AI doesn't seem too bad. The further in you get, it does get harder, which is good, and you can actually preset to how hard you actually want the levels. So if you want to just relax and just play a nice turn-based game, then you can. If not, you can have it balls difficult and just end up throwing your controller through the window. And that's it in a nutshell. I'm not going to go too far in depth because I don't want to bore anyone, because there's so much to do here. There is a shop that you can buy things in. You can arrange your inventory and everything outside of the actual battlegrounds and all. You can rearrange your characters. All of that works pretty well. The load times are a little bit on the longish side, but not too far to piss you off. What may annoy you slightly is the camera. Now you can zoom in and out and move it around and everything, which is great, and you do really need that in this sort of game. The only thing is the angle when you zoom fully in tends to be a bit dodgy. Now I've played other games like this and I've discovered that this is kind of like a thing for this kind of genre. I personally don't think I've played one that the angle of the camera when zoomed in is actually really correct, but this isn't too bad. It just annoys slightly. The controls, moving everything around, is perfectly good-ish. It's just that when doing those fine little tunes, moving an icon over to an enemy instead of moving in a direction so that you can actually hit them and the like, it gets a bit fiddly and slightly annoying sometimes. It doesn't completely take you out of the game, but it can be jarring from time to time. Graphically, it's quite nice. It's not the most AAA looking thing you'll ever see, but to be honest with you, I don't think that really matters in a game like this. You got some nice effects in there, and you've also got like the characters move when you're not moving them, and you know, not everything's static. Like a lot of things are static, but not everything. Your characters have a bit of life to them. Even the outside of the areas that you're playing in is kind of animated, and there's a lot going on the screen. Sound wise, it's quite nice. It's got a nice score over the top of it, which is nice to listen to as you're playing the actual game. All the characters seem to have their own little unique sounds and all that they make, and when you're actually using all your different weapons, magic and the like, it all makes different sounds. All the actual enemies make grunts and all as you actually hit them. It's not the best I've ever heard, but hey, this actually does help draw you into the game itself. The good. The actual battling and the choice, the sheer massive choice that you get to pick of characters and all is just amazing. I actually love that, and I've not played something that has that much of, you know, an array of characters to choose from in this sort of genre. Especially right from the beginning of the game. The sound is pretty cool. I really do like how it draws you into the actual game itself, or at least it did with me. The bad, those camera angles I mentioned, it just kind of jutters you around a little bit and slightly annoying. And that little bit of annoyance on the control, trying to pinpoint where you need to actually put your actual icon to attack someone, that's a tiny bit annoying as well. All drawing to drag you out of the game, kicking and screaming. The score. Now, I was torn between what to give this, but in the end, with the problems that I found with the camera and the controls, which are only minor, may I just say, the price taken into account of how much it actually is and how much value you get from this game, helped me elevate it, and the fact that it's actually fun to play, to a 4 out of 5. Just missing that mark because of the aforementioned small problems, but I'm sure if they get patched it would be a lot better experience, but it's still a really good experience now. My alternative, if you really enjoyed this game, would be Demon's Rise. Yes, you heard it. War for the Deep. Now, if you enjoyed Lords of Chaos, I haven't played War for the Deep, but I'm guessing that it's going to be similar to this one, and if you enjoy this one, well, you must enjoy the other one, surely. If you played the first one, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think of it. If you played this one, let us know also. Or join the Discord when we often discuss games. We also do streaming, community reviews, and a vodcast on Wednesdays. All with the community so that you could all have your voices heard as well. Because life is better when we switch together.